Imagine what our nation would be like if we had more Christian lawmakers who acted on principle, men and women who knew the rules of the House and Senate and were able to use them, who actually know what's in the bills they're considering, and who will learn the art of losing to win. Well, Dr. Tom Coburn did as much to live up to that as anyone who's ever served on Capitol Hill. And because he consistently acted on principle, Coburn, one of the most conservative senators, actually counted Barack Obama as a friend. And one very liberal Democrat, Chuck Schumer, once called Coburn a great American. Well, Tom Coburn will be instrumental in the Statesmen Academy that's being launched by CitizenLink. I got to sit down with him and talk about the next generation of leaders. First, I asked him if he had any advice for someone who is running for office.
You're not going to, if you don't have the life skills and the discipline before you start running, you're not going to develop it afterwards. And that's why you should only run for office if you know that's what you're supposed to do, not what you want to do. You know, when I ran for the Senate, I ran kind of protesting the whole time, not because I wanted to do it. I had already gotten back to my practice. I was having a great time. I think I delivered the first year back 270 some babies in the first year back. So I was having a ball. And, you know, I got kind of snookered into running, pushed into running, and acceded to it. And I was supposed to, there's no question, but it wasn't because I wanted to. So I think if they don't have those skills and that discipline, and it really is not skills and discipline. It's core commitment to it's core belief commitment. Is it anything to do with integrity if you vote on bills you don't know? Where's the integrity in that? If you don't know the rules and haven't learned the rules, are you doing less than what you should be doing in terms of the promises you made for the people you represent? It's all about integrity and honor, and we see this trade-off. It's human nature. I understand it. I saw it all the time in medicine. I see it all the time in every aspect of life. People want strokes. People need strokes. The question is, where do you get them? Do you get them from your creator, or do you get them from human beings? If you get them from human beings, you're going to be manipulated by human beings based on your need for strokes. If you get them by your creator, you're going to be settled in your spiritual life, and you're going to feel free to lose. You're going to be free to fail because you haven't failed in God's eyes because you're loyal to what you're commanded to do. So if you're running for office and your core beliefs haven't been disciplined in the rest of your life, you're not going to be effective in office either.
Were you ever tempted just to play the game?
No, there's no honor in that. I mean, you can play the game, but you lose. That's winning to lose. I was all about losing to win. And we did. We lost lots, but we won because we challenged, because we did our homework, because we knew the rules. We actually won stuff. And more than that, we won the respect of our peers. And that's how you start really having effectiveness because, hey, he outworks me. He outthinks me. He outprepares me. And oh, by the way, he's loyal to the Constitution every time. Consistency. So if you're not going to do that, if you're going to wing it, don't do it. You know, either go full bore after it and do it the right way, committed to doing it the right way with staff. You know, the great thing about leadership is if you communicate principles verbally and publicly to your staff, it's great discipline for you. Because even if you wanted to hedge, you won't do it because you lose all the effectiveness with your staff. So one of my principles was to always lay it out there. Here's what we're going to do. If you ever catch me not doing that, I want you to tell me. In other words, help discipline me. And so what happened is our team, we had a great communication. We didn't have very minimal staff jealousy. We had a team because I molded what we were about. Here's our core principles. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to push the envelope. And we're not pushing an envelope for notoriety. We're going to push the envelope to fix our country. If notoriety comes, then we'll handle that in a way that makes us not egocentric. And if you ever see us being egocentric, then challenge. And the newest person on our staff to the chief of staff could knock on my door at any time and come in. So we had a full bore open communication.
What do you think about Christians who run for office and then abandon their principles?
I can't judge that. I can say they're failing to do what they need to do if they want to be an effective legislator. I mean, if you play the game, so that you get reelected, so that you rise in the ranks, so that you put yourself in a better position, what you're really doing is rationalizing away the moral precepts that you ran for in the first place. What do you have to give up to get there? And what I proved is you don't have to give up anything. What you can do is give to other people. You can give them love, you can give them consideration, you can give them knowledge, you can give them research, you can give them your staff, which I did. You know, you can give people other things, tools to help them become more effective. You know, leadership isn't about elected leadership. Leadership is people following vision.
What will it take to solve the nation's problems?
Ask yourself, which presidential candidate's talking about the real problems in front of the country? Zero. None of them are. You hear any of them talk about Medicare? Any of them talk about Social Security? They're afraid to. Well, you'll never solve those problems unless you have a leader that says, here's our problem, and they get the American people engaged in, so, hey, we have a problem. You can't win an election and say we're going to fix Medicare and Social Security, then they're going to go crazy. Well, we didn't know it was a problem because you didn't tell us when you ran for president. So we don't have anybody out there right now speaking, in my mind, with authority about what the real problems. Immigration is a small problem. It's not compared to Medicare and Social Security. It's nothing. I mean, Social Security, we just spent $863 billion on it last year. And it's going to, they said they extended, but they cheated. I read David Stockman. You remember who David Stockman was? Budget director for Reagan. He has an article he writes every day called Contra Corner. And he went through the trustees' reports and how they cheated and made up numbers on Medicare and Social Security. And that's true because we'd already done an analysis, a guy that used to work for Treasury that's working with me from North Carolina. And so here you have the trustees who are not trustworthy putting out false numbers. So how are you ever going to solve that unless you challenge it? And we don't have anybody challenging it.
We hope you'll stand with us as we launch the Statesmen Academy. Your generous gift will help us identify, recruit, train, and build a community of future leaders, men and women who will be able to begin transforming the political culture from the inside. You can take part by going to citizenlink.com/train.